I'm quizzical because I'm not sure if this is going to go out to the YouTube or not. Anyhow, today we're diving headfirst into a legendary clash that has sparked fiery debates among martial arts enthusiasts for decades. Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast number 275. This is the one about the fight over Bruce Lee, the fighter. As you're logging in, if you'd be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button and feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. Throughout his enduring legacy, there lies a question that continues to stir controversy among martial arts aficionados. The question at hand is this: would Bruce Lee have been a formidable fighter if he had competed in organized matches during his lifetime? This is a battle of perspectives where, to use colorful language, opinions clash like fists in the ring, right? So some argue that competition would have provided a litmus test for Bruce Lee's skills. Others maintain that his impact and his influence transcend the confines of the ring. So that's essentially like the two corners that you would expect. But of course, we're talking Bruce Lee and Jeet Kune. So we have a third corner where it's a group of believers who are 100% sure that Bruce Lee could have taken on BJJ guys, could have taken on boxers, could have taken on any and everyone else. And then we even have a fourth corner where we have those people who believe that, like many of the martial artists of the time who went the way of BJJ and MMA, Bruce Lee would have done quite the same. So as always, truth as we know it lies somewhere in between all these views, right? The people who believe that Bruce Lee was a dynamic martial arts actor, how do they think he was able to pull off these dynamic martial arts moves? He had to have had some degree of skill, correct? And how would he have developed said skill? Would have been through training, right? So what would he have trained? Well, to answer that question, we only need look at whatever materials have been left behind. And then armed with that information, we can take an analytical look at his dynamic cinematic sequences and determine whether they resulted from hard work or just like, I don't know, spurious effort or something. Or we could surmise that his training would have served him well. And what would we learn from doing this, right? So some of the things we would find out is that Bruce Lee trained for strength, Bruce Lee trained for endurance, Bruce Lee trained for flexibility, mobility, agility, all those things. All those qualities that a fighter would need, Bruce Lee trained for them. He hit the heavy bag, he hit the focus mitts, hit the kick shield, he sparred. Kind of like the way a fighter would train. The only thing he didn't do was to enter competitions, martial arts competitions of his era. And there is a side argument that can be made as to whether or not the tournaments of his era reflected his way of training, whether or not he would have even had a place based on his style of fighting, his way of training, whether or not he would have even had a place in 1960s tournaments. So he trained like a fighter. Does that automatically mean that he could have done well or that he would not have done well? Okay. So let me digress for a minute. I live in Miami. How many of you are aware of the extent to which this town is what I call a repository of feminine pulchritude. So I made the initial notes for today's broadcast yesterday during my commute to a private client's residence. So it's like a 90-minute commute, and I do it not by my own private vehicle. I use public transportation. So guess how many women of all ages I saw in that 90-minute commute at what? 7:30 in the morning. All right. Dozens. But none of them, as gorgeous as they were, none of them are beauty contest queens. So since they never entered any of those competitions, does that mean that they're not gorgeous? You see my point? Right? So back to the topic at hand. In the decades since his demise, combat sports, martial combat sports have become more of a mainstream form of entertainment. Also in the decades since Bruce Lee's demise, the internet was invented. Also in the decades since Bruce Lee's demise, video has come to cover and dominate the online landscape. And another phenomenon which has evolved or been developed or created is the presentism syndrome, whereby people judge people and things in the past by present day standards and use a guy who died in 1973 and who was in the public eye for what? I mean, in the mainstream public eye for 2 years, maybe, right? While he was alive, I mean. And so they take that and they go, oh, well, he would have been slaughtered if he went in today. It's ridiculous. But, and I think it was, I want to give the credit to Randy Ciordia. If I'm incorrect, right, as to who it was that introduced me to this, the presentism syndrome. If I'm incorrect, I really apologize. I for some reason, I think it was Randy Ciordia. But anyhow, right, it's important that we understand that this is what people do today. Everybody is on the internet or can be on the internet. And that's what leads people to make these ridiculous statements that, well, Bruce Lee has no fight record, hence he would have been a terrible fighter. It makes no sense. Not, I mean, whatsoever. Okay. All right. So that's my take on the fight over the fight. Bruce Lee. I wanted to do this with sound effects and have like a ring and crowd effects and what have you, but alas, I still don't have that kind of producer, right? So, but I wanted to do it and do like a fight announcement or what have you. One day we'll do all this, right? Okay, so that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I got to say about this video. If you like what you heard, comment, rate, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. At paypal.me/unifiedma, you can get the Jeet Kune Journey Volume 1, the raw but edited version, paypal.me/unifiedma Miami. You can support also at jkdrebel.com. Click on the Rebel Gear link, and that's where you'll see stuff like this, the JKD Notables coffee mug, also available in garment form. And last but not least, you can support over on the YouTube Jeet Kune Dialogues channel. I keep forgetting that, right? Where hit the join button and you'll see the different levels of membership and the perks available to you. But of course, the best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune broadcasts. Now, on Friday, so last Friday, I was so glad we did it because it was such a fantastic conversation. Last Friday, Mick Tully was on with us. This Friday, Mick Shore will be on with us. And I got to tell you, this is another one. I don't know what it is with me and my my colleagues from the UK, but I have kind of like a soft spot for him, probably because I was born British. I don't know, right? Anyhow, Mick Shore will be with us, and I'm pretty sure it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. I will set up the postcard for that either later this evening or sometime tomorrow, because we got weather situations here. I'm gonna try to rush out and teach a class right now, and so I might not get to the postcard. Right? Any case, you guys know where to tune in on Friday. So until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebels, signing off. You guys enjoy yourselves. Have a great remainder of the day. Talk soon. Take care.